Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is June 13th. It's Friday the 13th, 2014. Be careful today. More news coming out of Baghdad. Apparently the Al-Qaeda inspired Sunni terrorists are at the gates of the city. This has led to a very interesting situation. Iraq is predominantly a Shia nation that was governed by Sunnis under Saddam Hussein. The Al-Qaeda terrorists are Sunnis. The Iraqi government is Shia, representing the majority of the population. Neighboring Iran is vehemently Shia. So now we have a situation where the Iranian National Guard, the Revolutionary Guard, has been sent into the Baghdad area to fight on behalf of the Iraqi government. We could see a situation in the next few days where the military and political interests of the United States and the Islamic Republic of Iran will be aligned perfectly together in trying to stop the Sunni terrorists. Meanwhile, to the northern part of the country, the Kurds have, as we mentioned yesterday, taken the oil city of Kirkuk. The British today announced that they would not be sending any ground troops. President Obama has promised a response. It's thought that it's going to be airstrikes, but they will no doubt be coordinated with Iranian ground commanders on the ground in Iraq. It's very interesting. Berkshire Hathaway Specialty Insurance made an announcement yesterday that they're planning to move into a new product line that would be surety business. They've hired Zurich underwriter Jeff DeLisio to come in and head up the contract surety book as a senior vice president. He's a professional engineer. He's been in the insurance surety market for 13 years. Keep in mind that Warren Buffett said that he expects the new Berkshire Hathaway Specialty Insurance Company to generate premium volume running into the billions of dollars within a few years. At least 6 people were killed and 29 more injured in an explosion at a steel mill in India yesterday. This was at a government-run steel plant in the central part of the country in the city of Patna. The plant was built in 1955. It's called the Bilal Steel Plant. It was built in 1955, set up with Russian aid. It's the first producer of steel rails for railroad functionality. It's apparently a fairly old plant. The Ukrainian government announced today that its military forces have recaptured the Black Sea port city of Mariupol from pro-Russian separatists in heavy fighting today. Mariupol has changed hands several times during the fighting, but it is confirmed now by Reuters that the Ukrainian flag is flying over the central administration building. In the Ukraine as well, in the eastern part of the country, 7 miners were killed and 2 others remained missing after a gas explosion ripped through an underground coal mine. The blast happened before dawn this morning at the eastern city of Kurovsk. It's the worst, in the worst accident of its kind in recent years. More than 100 miners were killed in an explosion in 2007. Here's an interesting story. Several dozen people were injured this morning when a Macau-bound high-speed ferry hit a breakwater before it entered the gambling city's ferry terminal. The high-speed ferry, which is operated by Shuntak China Travel Ship Management, was making a scheduled trip to Macau from Hong Kong. There were 220 passengers and 13 crew members on board. 57 people were sent to the local hospital after the accident. The ship hit the breakwater, traveling at a speed of 42 miles per hour. That is one heck of a collision. The Hong Kong-Macau ferry route is one of the busiest in the world, with high-speed vessels plying the waters between the 2 ports, leaving about every 10 minutes during the day. Services run around the clock. A Burlington Northern Santa Fe freight train derailed in Minnesota just a few minutes ago. 16 cars have gone off the track. It's in the St. Cloud area, just north of St. Cloud in the central part of the state. And 71-year-old actor Harrison Ford has fractured his ankle on the set of a movie. It's one of the Star Wars Episode 7 movie in a movie studio in Buckinghamshire, England. It's at the Pinewood Studios. Mr. Ford was airlifted out of the set by a helicopter and a medvac group to a hospital. It was widely reported that the actor's ankle was fractured, possibly when the garage door of the Millennium Falcon spaceship was closing. They were using a garage door to simulate the actual door of the spaceship. Apparently his ankle was caught in it and fractured it. Mr. Ford is definitely a Hollywood A-lister, and he is no doubt insured somewhere in Lloyd's. So take a look at that book. I will be in London next week. Matt Burnett will be reading the news. I will be doing the news this following Friday, a week from today. So in the meantime, have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.